Should you buy Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl? Well, today we're going to take a look at all the exclusives to help make that choice a little bit easier. Hello everybody, Blaine here for Bridge4 Games. So yeah, as I said in the intro there, we have an updated brand new list of all the exclusive Pokemon in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now, there are exclusive Pokemon that are with you the entire game. Some only become available after you unlock the post-game with the National Dex. And there are some legendaries that are specific to each game as well. So we have a ton of content we're going to cover here today to help make that decision of whether you're going to buy Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl just a little bit easier. You know, at the end of the day, a lot of people do buy the games based on what exclusives are in them. So obviously knowing everything that you will have and will not have is going to make that choice just a little bit easier for you. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. But before we do, I just want to take a second to ask that if you like the videos we have here on the channel, please make sure that you actually like them by hitting the thumbs up button. And in addition, consider subscribing to the channel to become part of our amazing Pokemon community to make sure that you never miss any of the awesome videos like this one. Alright guys, that being said, let's jump in. But before we talk about the exclusives, we've got to take a look at something else first. This is a list of all the Pokemon you get before you have the National Dex. So these are all the Pokemon that can go with you to your gym battles, they can go with you to the Elite Four matches, all that good stuff. These are the Pokemon that can make your real core team up that you can get at different points in the game without needing to have become champions. So this is really the core of the game right here because these are really the Mons you're going to have to sort of construct your pool from. So some real key takeaways that I noticed immediately. So Sinnoh has always been known for having not that great of fire starters, or just having fire Pokemon in general. There's always been a real limit in that category, and it looks like Game Freak has kind of went and solved that problem to a degree. So yeah, I definitely see that Magby, Magmortar, and Magmar are available before we have the National Dex, which is pretty huge. Now, we also have, Ponyta and Rapidash, which we've always kind of had in the region for another fire Pokemon. And then obviously we have Infernape, but that kind of looks like it's it. Now, in addition, grass Pokemon are a little limited in the region as well. We have Cherubi and Roserade. We also seem to have, is that it? I believe that is it for grass. Oh, we have Carnivine. I knew there was one more somewhere in there. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you want to get these types, either pick that as your starter or make sure you get one of these, key mons that we have available here because they're going to be important through your run. There are water trainers, there are rock and ground trainers, so certainly having access to grass type moves is going to be something you're going to want in your playthroughs. Now, we're actually going to have a video coming up this week talking about what are your best options for adding to your teams, what are the best, strongest Pokemon you can use. But that being said, some real quick standouts to me. Gyarados obviously is always a good mon. It gets some good coverage moves, it has Intimidate, all that good stuff. Luxray is certainly alright. I've never been the biggest fan of Luxray, but it's okay. Then, we also see stuff here like Mamoswine is good, Garchomp, obviously, but he's kind of later in the normal game. So, things to just consider if you want to try these out. Obviously, the trade Pokemon too, Alakazam, Gengar, Machamp, they're all solid as well. So, really, just kind of pick the mons you want to use, have a good time with it, but this is the pool you have to make your team for, once before we get to the National Dex part of the game. So, take a look at these, kind of choose what you want, and have fun. All right, now let's jump into the exclusives. Now, first up, Adept Sharon over on Twitter has made this graphic here, and I really need to apologize to them because I had to cut it in half to make it fit. There are a lot of exclusives, and in order to fit them all in here, I had to cut their lovely work right down the middle. But that being said, we do have the complete list here. I'm also going to throw their link in the description below. Please go check them out. They've done a lot of graphics like this before, and they look really eye-catching and really cool. But just keep in mind when we go to the second part, the exclusives for Brilliant Diamond will be in blue, and Shining Pearl will be in that pink color. So right off the bat, for Pokemon Diamond, one of the exclusives is going to be Murkrow and Honchkrow. We do have a couple gym leaders that use Honchkrow, so that's pretty interesting to see that as an exclusive. But the counterpart for that over on Shining Pearl is that Mismagius and the Misdreavus there. And then for the fossils, we have the Rampardos line over on the Diamond side, and on the Pearl side, we have that Bastiodon. Now, again, for the insects here, we have Scizor and Scyther for Brilliant Diamond, and then Pinsir for Shining Pearl. And then we have Stunky and Skunktank over there for Brilliant Diamond. And, of course, we have Glameow and Perugly over for Shining Pearl. Now, once we, still before the Hall of Fame, we have some other Pokemon here that we need to cover that you can use in your playthrough. So we have Elekid, Electabuzz, and Electivire are going to be the exclusives for Brilliant Diamond. And then Magby, Magmar, and Magmortar are the exclusives for Shining Pearl. Now, also, Gligar and Gliscor over on Brilliant Diamond, and then we have Bonsly and Sudowoodo, as well as Ursaring and Teddiursa over on Shining Pearl. Now, you may notice that these exclusives are not proportionate to one another because there's like, you know, only Pinsir on Shining Pearl, and then you have like Scissor over on Brilliant Diamond. But then you have, you know, in the lower part of this, you have 2 sets of exclusives on Brilliant Diamond side and 1 set on the, you know, Pokemon Diamond side. So unfortunately, that has a lot to do with the Underground. I don't know if they realized kind of how they were throwing things off, but the exclusives are not proportional. There are going to be a few more in one or a few more in the other, just because of how they divided it, and because the Underground gives you access to a lot more Pokemon than you normally would have. So it's kind of interesting to see that you have all these Pokemon in the hideaways kind of just waiting to be found. But that being said, you know, this does mean, obviously, there are going to be a lot of Pokemon you have to find from the other games, but it also means that you're not going to be really hurting to find Pokemon because you're going to have a lot of options thanks to that Underground being available for you. Now, looking at the rest of the exclusives here, we do see that after the Hall of Fame, we get a lot more of those National Dex Pokemon that kind of fill out the region, or fill out the decks from other regions. So we see here like Metapod, the Butterfree line, and then the Beedrill line are going to go to Shining Pearl, whereas the Metapod line are going to be in Brilliant Diamond. And then we have Ekans and Arbok, Growlithe and Arcanine for Brilliant Diamond, and then for Shining Pearl, of course, we have the Vulpix and Sandshrew lines. These are all pretty straightforward. I mean, we've kind of, again, seen a lot of this before. You know, the Steel Dugong versus the Slowpoke Slowbro. And then, you know, obviously, Kecleon versus the Stantler there. So, yeah, all of these are pretty normal. One thing that we did have, originally, the Steelio and Whalewing line were listed as being exclusive to Shining Pearl. That is no longer the case. They are available in the Underground, so you are able to get them in both Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. But the really big difference that comes down right here, obviously, you know, at the top, we have Dialga and Palkia both being exclusives for, you know, Diamond and Pearl respectively, but our pseudo-legendaries. So first up, the Tyranitar line, Larvitar, Pupitar, and Tyranitar are all exclusive to Brilliant Diamond. They are not in Shining Pearl whatsoever. But in Shining Pearl, you have Bagon, Shelgon, and Salamence. So again, it really depends on what, you know, pseudo-legendaries you like. Personally, I like Tyranitar a lot, so I'm probably going to end up going Brilliant Diamond. Unfortunately, that does mean I wouldn't have Slowpoke, but I also like Salamence. I just kind of prefer Tyranitar there. But there are also legendaries that are exclusive here as well. So as we see, Brilliant Diamond has Ho-Oh, as well as the dogs, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. Brilliant Diamond has Lugia, and the birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. So, you know, I can't tell you what the right choice is here, because ultimately it comes down to what you like. Do you prefer the Pokemon on the left or the Pokemon on the right? Because that is going to be the biggest factor that helps you choose what games to play. We know for a fact that the games are coded to be almost identical, and there's pretty much just a flip switch that determines what encounters show up when. So even though there is a lot of content here that is going to make the games different in terms of what Pokemon you have, at the end of the day, the experiences are going to be very similar and are really only differentiated by what Pokemon you have. So make sure that the Pokemon that are going to be showing up are ones that you love, and you're going to have a really good time when Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are here next week. All right, everybody, so that's all I have for you today. We have the list of the Pokemon that are going to be available to you right in your journey before you become champion, and those exclusives that are going to help you decide what games you want to buy. I really hope that you found this video interesting and you find the content helpful, and I really hope that you're able to use this kind of information to make the most out of your Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl playthroughs so you can have the most amount of fun possible, because that is really, at the end of the day, what Pokemon is all about. So that being said, everybody, I've been Blaine from Bridge 4 Games. If you did like this video, make sure that you absolutely giga impact that like button in the face. And again, consider subscribing to the channel to become part of our amazing Pokemon community, because we have videos like this one that go up all the time, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to miss them because they're pretty full of information. So that being said, everybody, I hope you all have an epic, awesome, and amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video. See you around. Bye-bye.